afternoon, everybody. How's things your end? Hope you had a lovely bank holiday and a nice relaxing rest and did a bit of tangling maybe. Weather wasn't too bad actually. We managed to leave the back door open yesterday so the boys could wander in and out. But yeah, here we are again, our next tile of the week so far. So, okay, are we ready? What do I have this morning, or this afternoon rather? I've got regular tile with me. I've got the date on it. I've not inked anything. I've left it plain today. But I do have my basic stencil set with me. Please don't worry if you've not got this. You do need a hexagonal shape. And you can do it freehand if you want, but it just means that our lines we're going to draw, they're going to be the same length. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about. If you want to do it and sketch it, please don't worry about it. But it's going to look a little bit different than what we're going to do if we've got the stencil. Okay, so with that done and said, I mean, you could use the essential stencils as well. Or if you've got the hexagon frames, you can use a stencil within there. I just need those corners. Okay, just those corner points. There we go. So that's the start. See, I've not even put it in the middle. Doesn't matter particularly. Okay. So from there on then, I'm going to stick with, just going to use the edge. Actually, I'll use the edge of a tile. And what I want to do, very lightly, because again, you'll not need all the pencil lines, I'm going to join those points together. So from there to there, there to there. So I'm going to have sort of 6 points, which stands to reason we've used the hexagon. Okay, there we go. That's that first bit done. So what I do need, if I've got one somewhere, rubber I have, I'm just going to sort of take away those little edges a bit. I don't want them distracting because today we need to be having a bit of focus on this. It's going to look amazing, but we just need to focus. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. So I'm going to put myself a mark down. This is about, I don't know, 5mm, something like that. Just so I've got a bit of an indication as to where I'm working to. Okay? So, next stage then, I'm going to go clockwise. So I'm going to start at this top point and come downwards. You see, I'm going to go from the top point and I'm going to go to this point here. Not this point here. So if I do it like this, from that top point, I'm going to come down like that. You notice I've stuck with pencil. If you want to do this, you can go in straight away with pen. But I thought just because it's construction, we want to make sure we're doing it all the same. Okay, so I've done from that point down to this one. So if I turn my tile, I've now got another point here. So I'm going to go down to this point. So exactly the same as what I've just done. You see, there to there, point to point, okay? Same again, from that top point down to this one here. So from there to there, put my line in. You see it's creating these triangle shapes. So back in, top point, and I'm going to go to this one here. Top point. There we go. To that one there. And turn it again. Exactly the same. Top point. Along. And again. Top point. To that one. Along. Okay, so we've got that kind of a shape. So far, so good. All right. So next thing then, let's have a look. I'm going to look at, see these lines that we drew? I'm going to put myself a little mark about halfway on each one. About halfway. Okay, on each one. And it does look a bit drunken. Okay, so see this point here now, I'm going to take it to this point here. So let's do that then. From that point there to that point there. All right, so it gives it a little bit of a triangle there as well. So next one. There we go. And the next one. So exactly the same on all those sides. And the next one. Just forming triangles on the next one. Okay, and then this last one here, look, from there to this point we marked halfway. So we've got that kind of a design. So far so good. Okay, so what I want us to do now, I'm coming back with this top point here. You see at the moment we've got these shapes and this one, it seems to want to go somewhere, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this point, if I turn it this way now, this point, and I'm going to bring it down to halfway. Well, when I say halfway, I want it to sort of be square. So if I line it up with this one to this one, you see, it's going to give me that line. Okay, so if I turn around, let's do that again, just so we know. So this is my point, my line going down bank. So I'm going to start here on this point. So I'm just going to rub that out once more, just so we can see that. So we've got this line, looks like it's not going anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to go from that line, and I'm going to line it up with this one. You see, I'm going to draw in that bit, just that half. You see. So then I'm going to take to the next one. See again, so imagine, look, there's the point, and that's this one coming down, so I'm going to join it to that one, but only go part way. Let's do that again. So there's the point, here's the line that we're going to work on, and I'm going to take it to there, but just draw that part of the line. And then same to this one, so from there, that's my point, look, my line, my vertical. So I'm coming down to here, and I'm going to go down here, but just draw that first bit, see? So again, from that point, coming down, I'm going to go to here, just draw in that bit. And again, see, from this point coming down, I'm going to go across here, look, just to that point. Okay, so we've got this sort of shape in the middle there, all right? So please don't think you've got to keep up with me with this. You can go back and review it anytime you want to. It just means that you've got to perhaps pause and just sort of take your time with this. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. Remember as well, it's all done in pencil, so not such a problem. So you see now here, we're still back at this point where we sort of did these lines here. What I want to do now is you can sort of see it joining this one here. So I don't want to go into this bit, so what I'm going to do is draw a line there to there. You see how it joins? And then here, there to there. You see, that's why we've got it in pencil, we can make changes. So back to this point, to there. And back to this point. You see, it's sort of wanting to work its own way in now, to there. And then this point, as long as you systematically follow each point, you're going to get this kind of a shape, okay? So you can see that we've gone all the way around now doing that, and again, we've got this different shape on the inside. Oh, Nadia, it does. I have done it nice and slowly, so you can go back and watch it and make sure you get all your points in the right direction and all the rest of it. Okay, so please don't worry about it. So now we're back to where we sort of started. We've got, let's have a look at this. We've got these sort of triangle shapes here. So again, there's that vertical line. So what I want to do this time, instead of starting here, because we've got a triangle, haven't we? I want to start here, okay? So there's my line, my vertical. Not to this point, I'm going to follow this line down and start here, okay? So let's turn it round. So again, you can see now I've got this triangle this way, and I'm going to draw a line there. Okay, let's do that again. So from this line, it's my vertical. I'm going to go not from the top to this point. I'm going to follow this line down. You see, I've got my little pencil on there now. I'm going to turn it. So I've got a vertical line there. Okay. So once I've done that one, that's there, I can turn it this way, and you see I've got that same triangle, and put that one in there. So then if I turn it again, so looking at my horizontal there, I'm going to turn it again so I've got another horizontal. Put that line in. Turn it again, another horizontal. And turn it again, and another horizontal. And turn it again, another horizontal. Okay, and then we see we're back to where we started. Okay, so let's have a look at this now. I'm going to come in with pen and let's put those lines in the middle there. There we go. Ooh. So you see I've gone sort of a bit freehand now. You can still use a ruler, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. You see, so I've got the inside bits there, and I'm going to just mark, let's have a look, all my lines in. I'm not going to do those verticals for a minute, but I'm going to draw in all those lines now with pen. There we go. So rather than do each one separately, I'm doing all the sections and putting those lines in. Okay. Yeah. Oh, please don't worry about this. It's always one to think about. We have to challenge now and again. But triangles, as long as you follow what I've actually done on the video and take your time. I've gone through it a few times. And it's all done in pencil. Even if you sketch it out first, you'll be fine with this one. There we go. Okay, so everything's drawn in except those vertical lines that we started with. Okay, you see? So that's where we're at with it. So looking in the centre now, you see we've got two lines or some sort of lines here that are not quite going together. So I think the first thing I want to do, let's have a look. You see if I turn it this, there we go, there's my vertical. So this is the line I'm going to focus on. And you see it's sort of not finished, and it wants to create something down here. So we're going to do a similar thing that we did before. We're going to join that one to that one. And then this one, see, to this one. And then this one to this one. 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 You see we've got this lovely sort of cross hatching going on round in there. So just to finish off then, I want to bring in these lines here, just those in the middle there. I'm just reinforcing them because they're in the middle. Making my way around there. There we go. So we've got a shape within a shape within a shape. There we go. Oh, Jackie, I'm hoping that when you follow back the instructions and you see it again, you'll be fine with it. It's just about following each line, and it's about creating that pattern as you go along. See, if I now remove my lines, so you want to make sure that your pen's dry. I'm not going to worry too much about mine. See how we've got this lovely design? Okay, so I'm going to come in this time with a different colour pen. I'm going to use my orange from my little dual brush. I don't know where I was at. There you go, my dual brush markers. You can use any colour you like. You can stick with black if you want. And let's have a look. Let's determine this middle one here first. So I'm going to have a look. See, I've got this sort of pointy bit sticking up there and a vertical there. So let's put some lines in. See, I've started with that vertical there. And then I'm going to create these vertical lines coming down. There we go. Okay. So if I turn it around again, you see now I've got this vertical here. Let's put that one in. Oh, I did it that way then. Oh. There we go. In that way. In that way. And again. See, I'm going with that one there. That's probably a bit better. There we go. Just filling those in. That's better, look. And then again. Filling those verticals in. You could put absolutely anything you want to put in here. You don't have to follow the same as me. You could do different shapes if you want to. It's, different bubbles maybe, or you could do little auras, or you could just fill it in with colour. I'm going to go with lines. Okay. And into this one. So I'm not trying to match these lines with these lines. I'm taking each section as a separate thing. I'll put those lines in. Okay, so that really determines that middle bit, doesn't it? That's a nice one to do. Okay. So the next little bit then, I'm going to stick with this pen and I'm going to work on these outside shapes here. So I am going to put in a little aura, not too far away from the edge because of course it's quite narrow. And please feel free if you want to use your ruler. I'm coming in a bit freehand there because I think it's a little bit easier for you to see without that in the way. So each one of those shapes, just going to bring it in and there, do a little aura around the edges. Okay. Same with this one. And just working my way around. Moving it along. Little auras. Same with this one. See, once you've got the shape, you're absolutely fine to get going with it. And of course, it's really helped using that hexagon to start with. Because of course, if you do it freehand, you're going to get each length or each of those vertical lines is going to be a little bit different. So you're not going to have a pure centre kind of thing. And then same with this one. There we go. Again, it looks a bit different, doesn't it, with a coloured aura in there. There we are. We've got that going on. Just going to come on in there now. Let's have a look a bit closer. I've still got some pencil around there. It's okay, I can get rid of them. Shading's going to sort it out. And I'm going to come in with some curls. Not too crazy, just a little curl. So you'll have to bobble on the end. You can put a dot or you can choose to leave the bobble completely if you want to. And I'm going to fill up that space, just sort of working either side. I'm not trying to keep them the same size or anything. Just want to work my way around, get to the top there. Let's see. And straight along, and in we go. Oh, hello Tracy, what size is the pen? It's about a 3. Do I have a 3 with me? Oh, I've been using a 2. There's my 2. There you go, there's my 3. So it's a little bit thicker. Maybe it's more of a 4 looking at that. Goodness me. I haven't got a 3 with me to check, so. Or do I? Hang on a second. Oh, what's a 3? Oh no, I've got all 2s with me today. So yeah. But it's a nice one to use. So again, I'm going to start at the same point and come on in with curls. Feels like a 3 when you draw with it. Chris, the office, not so much yet. We've got carpet in there, but we've got an issue with the boiler and there's no ventilation at the minute, so nobody can go and work in there. Oh, Tracy, yeah, you have to try for some colours. These are about my dual brush pens, so I use these a lot for backgrounds as well. Hang on a second. So there you see, look, I'll use the brush to create my backgrounds, and then I've got the matching colour on the other side. Right, see, we've got these lovely curls. So I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to go all the way around. I'm not thinking I've got to rush with these too much. I want a nice curl on there, a nice shape going on. Of course, you can use the black if you want to, or if you've got your grey, you can use the grey too. Okay. Sometimes it's nice just to sort of pick on something a bit different, isn't it? There we go. Of course, if you want colour and you don't want to draw and put colour in, you can always use a coloured tile, or you could ink it. So I could always, because this is water-based, I could always come and spritz this afterwards, and the main shape's going to stay, and all these little curls are going to slightly move because of the water. So there's options. They don't have to be all neat and pristine if you don't want them to be. You can move them about with some water there. Just sort of filling up nicely. I'm not trying to repeat exactly the same. Just filling up the space there, sort of as I go. Focusing on those little curls. There you go, onto the top. And then filling in this little space here. Okay, so let's have a little look at that. There's one more to go. Same thing as before, and bring round, and in we go, sort of keeping it going. It's amazing how you go from something quite geometric and starting a little bit of an ornate design, and it can sort of change the whole outlook of it. Therefore, you know, you've got something a bit different, see? Okay, so I'm going to come back in with my black pen now, and let's have a look at these sections here. So okay, I'm going to come in as before. I'm going to create these little auras, so just to make life a bit easier for me, and because I've got these on this sort of angle, I'm going to bring those lines in first. So I can keep those straight lines straight, or straightish anyway. They're only a small area, so don't force your hand too much. Just let the pen do the work. There we go. So see, then I can do that vertical there, look. Vertical. Just work my way down. And then this one, and then oh, let's have a look now. Oh, that's not. So it was a case, isn't it?
I've been done out of a job.
No, John's nicked Leslie's job.
Oh,
He's made me a cup of tea.
that's it. I'm never making one again.
Oh, I can't say that. That was not my fault. I didn't ask.
Guys.
Oh no! Now we've upset the elf. She's changed hair colour. That's what it is.
The elf's gone red now.
Hello. Yeah. I won't say what John calls her now. It's not Elf.
He says I look like a matchstick because I'm tall and thin and I've got red hair.
Don't laugh, anybody. Don't laugh. Leslie be most upset.
I know.
Okay.
Nobody loves me.
Oh, here we go. Right, I'm going to come back to these. I'm going to do a little bit of work around the outside now, okay? So I'm going to come in with... So don't say that. Don't say that. Curls, just like before when we did the orange ones. go. See, I've added another one, but I've joined them this time. Let's do another one. And then I'm going to come out and I'm going to do sort of one with a little dot on the end. Once they get a bit smaller. There we go. And then let's pick on another part. Let's do another one here, see? And again, round. And this time, see, I could decide to start with these early. They don't have to be the same size, anything like that. They can just work their way around. Let's have a little look at that. Okay. So, working my way around. I'm just going to do a couple there because, of course, I've got a slightly different size. I've not got as much space. Now, I'm on purpose trying to do sort of slightly different sizes and shapes as I go because I don't want them all to be the same. And I know at the minute they look a little bit hard around there, but we're going to sort of fill the space. Let's do a little dot there. And a couple there, look. Again, let's add some of these little curves and dots. And you see as well, I'm sort of starting in a slightly different place each time because if you're not careful, you'll end up again with a bit of a repeat sort of shape, and we don't really want that either. We want a little bit of random. And then around we go. So I'll start here this time. And along we go. And again, just sort of little dots. Curls. So your tile's going to look a little bit different than mine because of course you're doing these little curls and dots all in slightly different places. So don't try and make it exactly the same. It's all going to be sort of different. This is sort of like a background design as we're working our way around. See there, I'm just going to put a little one. Don't really want each one touching there, but I'm going to work our way around as we go. And then into this one, see, just sort of flowing from one to the other. And sort of final piece here. Let's put some little ones with dots on. Go. Oh, just join that. And into there. Okay. So let's just have a little closer look here. We've got these little ones with dots. I'm going to continue the dots round. Anywhere I can. Just keeping them small. Dots there, and you know, sometimes it's easier than others. See, they're quite tiny, so you can't really do much in that sense anyway. And so just sort of following on from where those dotty ones are. Let's have a look in there and around there. See how they just sort of follow around. But don't make too much of it, it's not a problem. They just sort of background. Get around in there, okay? So then looking at these curls, we can now do this sort of on the outside. See, I started with a larger one and I worked my way around and they get smaller each time. If you want to fill these in, you can. I might come and fill them in with my orange pen in a little bit. But for now, sticking with my black pen. So, if you can just do that, little dots. You see, it just sort of gives it a bit more character. around there. And sort of following it through. Now if you can't get all of those on, you can just do 2 or 3, or you can do smaller dots. See here, I don't really want them to sort of clash, so you can move them around the shape a little bit. See what I'm doing around there. See, I've leaned on and smudged it there as I've gone round, but again, that's okay. Okay, just sort of working that round as I go. There we are. Sort of enjoying putting the dots in. Quite therapeutic, that one. You see how it's sort of, that's how I look at the shapes coming in there. But we're going to sort of shade over this as well, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, little dots around the way. It's amazing what a little dot can do and how it can change a piece, isn't it? Oh, Kathy, I know John's answered it. It can't be a tangler because they'd know. So, it's obviously somebody for John. There we go. Alright. Just following along with the dots. Okay. There we go. I mean, our main event anyway is the little bit in the middle. So this is extra pieces around the edge. There we go. So far so good. So I'm just going to come back in. I can use the fine liner here. And let's fill in those little loops there with a bit of colour. There we go. That's why I insisted on putting my loops in there today, because I wanted to come back and just do that. It's only a little hint, see, just a little bit, but it's just bringing that colour from the inside to the outside as well. There we go. You could add more if you want to. You could add some extra flourishes and such things. Again, depends what you want to do with it and how you feel about it once you've started shading and such like. There we go. Could do be quite nice, like us to add some extra sort of little bubbles in and around. Again, see, it just brings a little bit of colour in there without having to colour in as such. Okay. Just sort of keep them dots and bubbles, don't sort of go too big with them. And again, if you've used a different colour, you'll find it'll give a different appearance as well. And, I don't know, maybe using a darker tile with a white pen. It's working in there as well. Okay, you see how that just sort of brings it a little bit to life around there. Just adding those in. You could choose to colour some of those if you wanted to as well. Again, depends what you want to do with your tile. You think it needs a bit more of a dramatic kind of fill in, or a little bit of gel pen or glossy accents in the middle. You know who I'm talking to, Charlotte. Okay, there we are. See, so lots of little bubbles. There we go. So I'm going to come back into the centre bit now, because of course we've still got these little spaces here. And just as we've taken these curls and put them outside, we're now going to take these bubbles kind of thing and put some inside. So rather than bubble completely, what I'm going to do is on the inside line, or you could do it on the outside. Oh, decisions. Let's go outside. I'm going to start on the point, and I'm going to put in some dots. Let's see, and let's have them quite close where that point is. Now again, depending on where you've started from, you're going to get a slightly different effect. You see how they're really close in that point there. And then they're going to ease off a little bit as they work their way into the shape. Okay. Okay, so you see there, look, it's real close here, and then it's sort of faded off. So have a look at yours, and if you think it needs a little bit more, then do so. And again, you could use a different colour if you like. So you're getting a different sort of effect there. Okay. So I'm going to do the same with each of the points now. But again, if you've used this point or this point, then you're going to keep with that same point all the way around. And following it along. Again, real close. And then allow them to sort of go their own way a little bit. Just giving it a little bit of shading there. And again, dropping in those dots at the beginning where that point is. And then working my way out. Just sort of letting them loose a little bit, checking your tile, making sure you're happy with the shading difference. Front to back. And again, just sort of hold your pen. See, I'm holding my pen further up than I would if I was drawing with it. I'm just touching the nib on the paper itself there. I'm not trying to sort of move it about too much. Just let the pen do the work. Keep it gentle. You don't want to be forcing it or pressing it into the paper. Just sort of dancing on the surface there. Okay, just think we started from that basic shape. It seems like ages ago now, and we've got some triangles going in it. And now look at it. Again, it's going to look completely different if you've used all black. It's quite nice actually doing these dots. I actually did. I've done a couple of full-size pictures using just dots. And, it's amazing how it looks. I actually drew my saxophone and did it in all the colours of the rainbow, all in dots. It's quite nice. I did a portrait for somebody once of her daughter and a dolphin, almost nose to nose, all in dots. There we go. Let's have a little look at that. See, now so you've got a little bit more sort of darkness around wherever you decided you're going to put your shadow. I think for now I'm going to bring the pencil in and let's have a look at some shading. So let's start in the middle. And see where I've got this black line here? I'm going to put some shade here and here. And then if I turn it round each time, as I work my way along, here and here. Here and here, okay? So we'll come back to that in a short while. So then this one, I'm going to go around these two shapes here. So actually I'm going to go around the whole thing. Okay? The whole thing. Okay. And then extend this one out. Now it doesn't really matter in terms of where you're going to put your shade. You can choose to put it in lots of different places on this one, and you're going to get a different effect depending on where you actually put it each time. So for example, let's put that one here. See, it's just sort of coming out of that shape there. So there's no particular right or wrong with it. It just depends what you actually want to highlight. And see, I've started, as I've got further out, I'm a little bit more liberal with my pencil there. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to do those bits as well. So I've got it covered all the way around. There we go. All right, I'm going to add a little bit just around the edge of the tile. We've not particularly got a border in there, but I think it'd be nice just to bring a little bit of it in. So I'm right on the edge. There we go. Okay. So let's start in the middle again. And I'm going to very gently just sort of run up and down those lines. I don't want them to completely cover everything, and I want sort of quite I do want a bit of that line left. You see, I don't want to smooth it out completely because I want it to have a bit more of a hard edge there, I think. So see, just sort of back and forth with it, back and forth with it, just to give that first sort of starting point. So then when we come to the next one here, I'm going to soften it gently. And I want to sort of move it and blend it out a bit more. See the difference? Hard edge, not so hard edge. So, working my way around on all of those. Softening it round. Okay. So we kept that hard edge in the middle. But everything else now is going to be quite soft, so we're going to swirl it and blend it into itself. Okay, and that sort of goes for all the lines within the shape there now. So we want to blend it all, just keeping those hard edges in the middle. Okay, so see now I've sort of naturally worked on the outside. Okay. Working my way around. Okay, same along here. It's just amazing, isn't it, what a little bit of pencil and a tortillon can actually do. Just sort of doing bits as I go. We'll sort of see the whole results in a minute. Just want to do bits at a time to start with. See, but we've definitely blended that out, just left that hard edge in the middle. And again, just want to blend in this pencil that we've put at the edge. So see, swirling it round. Swirling it round. Blend it out. Same again. Swirling it round. Swirling it round. And then soften it up. And again. So it's very unusual. I don't think, have we ever gone right to the edge of the tile before? I'm not quite sure if we have. Maybe this is the first of many, who knows? Just didn't want to put a border in today. I still think it's going to benefit from having that shape. So let's have a little look at this. There we go. So just having that shadow look around the outside is giving it a little bit more of a definition. But I just want to come back in for a minute with my regular pen, my fine liner. Okay. And there's a couple of bits I want to highlight. Certainly in the middle, where we've got those lines that we've left, those harsh edges. Okay, so sort of that bit there. So this line and this line. Now again, if you want to use your straight edge, your ruler, please feel free. Just gonna do mine freehand there. So see just the two sides, so that inner line and that line, that inner line. Look at the difference that's made already. So basically it's where we've put the shadow there. Okay, so then let's decide what we're going to do with the next one. We're going to do the next bit. I think most definitely we need to have some here and here. Let's just do it in bits and see where we think as we're going. We can always add some more to it, but once it's in, we can't take it away. And of course we don't want to draw lines around absolutely everything, because that sort of then takes away the detail and the fine bits we're putting in. So let's just do it in bits, see what we think. Okay, so it's really bringing that shape out, isn't it? There we go, on this one. So what do we think? See, that's a good point. So looking at it then, I think possibly looking at these guides and these angles, do we want to put any more in? Maybe see here, let's put that one in. Oh, cut off that a little bit. And that one. And that one. There we go. Look at the difference that's made. Yeah. So we could go on the outside, but I don't want to. I think what I'm going to do there is I'm going to come back in just with my regular pencil there, my 2B. And let's darken up those outer edges with pencil. So if we go around in pen, it's going to look like we've just drawn around it in pen, and it's not going to give us that definition that we want. But having a little bit more strength in that pencil, and just ease it off a bit. Sometimes it's better to put 2 layers on because you can decide how much you want to add to it as you're going. And then I think just as a last, I'm going to come back in and do another layer of pencil around the outside edge. Again, it's not going to take too much shade in this because we've already done it once, so back and forth, you see? Same with all, because we've already blended out underneath it, we just need to go back and forth, and that should sort that out. Okay, well, so go. So I know mine's not in the middle, doesn't matter, you can have it whichever direction or way you want. But our main point of call this today was actually getting this shape in the middle. See, having that little bit of an extra colour in there has just changed it up a little bit. So last thing to do, bit of a signature. So here we go, there's my initials. And there is our tile done for today. So yeah, go back and have a look at this one, follow the instructions, take your time, mute me, pause me, fast forward, rewind, do whatever you need to do. But I'm sure once you get the hang of this one, you're going to love it. So, okay, have a bit of fun with it, enjoy, and I will see you. Don't forget, it's Thursday this week. Thursday for our next tile at 2 o'clock as normal. So, unless I speak to any of you in between time, I'll see you all then. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.